feel like I've been non-stop, and I was like, you know what, I haven't taken a break from YouTube and I don't even know how long. So I was like, I'm gonna take this week for myself, recharge, relax, come back ready to go. That didn't quite happen. I'll fill you in on everything. I got a couple of DMs on Instagram, kind of just being like, you know, you haven't posted anything from your vacation, like no stories, nothing, like, are you good? There's a reason that I wasn't able to post anything, and we'll get into that, but I'll be honest with you, I'm so tired. I'm just like, I'm shot, and I go back to work tomorrow, and at my job we're going back to normal tomorrow, so like double the work, back to my 6 a.m. shifts on the weekdays, and then still 5 a.m. on the weekends. So I feel like I didn't really get the break that I wanted. I don't know if you can tell how just like out of it I am, and I'm gonna be really honest with you guys because I always am. I was this close about 20 minutes ago, this close to taking a nap instead of filming today, but I knew that I would have regretted it had I not filmed today. So here we are, and now that I'm sitting here and I've started, like, I feel myself getting back into it again, so I'm good. But okay, so let me tell you what happened. It wasn't all bad. The first half of the trip was fun. There were good and bad parts, so let's just start from the beginning, shall we? So if you missed my last couple of videos, or maybe you're new to my channel or whatever, I went to Miami with some friends from college and then mutual friends that we have. So all together, it was a group of, I want to say, 15 of us. Big group. 15 of us, 3 hotel rooms. I'm just gonna turn my phone because I don't want it to affect the lighting because it keeps going off. Yes, so 15 of us, 3 hotel rooms. We booked this trip a long time ago. So I feel like I've talked about it in multiple videos. Like, I've been very excited about it. I was gonna go in the sun, sit on the beach, drink in my hand. Like, that's all I really wanted. So we get there. We left Friday the 28th. 4 p.m. flight. Flight was good. I watched The Bodyguard on the flight with, you know, the one with Whitney Houston. Classic movie. 10 out of 10 would recommend. They gave us really good snacks. It was a smooth flight. It was a little bumpy because it was raining here at home. But that just lasted for like the first 20 minutes, and then we were fine. Super smooth. Get to our hotel. It's not that far from the airport. Looks really nice from the outside. We're like, cool, we go, we check in, and we're about to just get dressed and go to CVS, buy some things for the hotel room, and then get ready to go out and celebrate someone's birthday that was in our group. That was like the main reason that we went. So we get to the hotel, and our lock doesn't work. The lock on our door. This is just minor stuff. The big event we'll get to later. This is just minor stuff. Our hotel room door lock didn't work. So for the first day, every time we left or came back, we had to go to the front desk and ask them to lock it for us. And it wasn't a key or like a card, it was a passcode. So it wasn't working. So we had to deal with that the first day. The next morning, someone came and replaced the lock. So that was fine. That was solved. Second weird thing, there was 5 of us to the room, 2 queen beds, which we knew. So we did 3 in one bed, 2 in the other. And the weird thing was the shower, which I don't know who booked the hotel, but I didn't see pictures of the hotel prior. I don't think most of us did, so this was a surprise. The shower was completely glass. It was see-through. So we were like, well, this is awkward. Like, from the bed, the shower was right there, just glass. it turned out to be a steam shower. So you turn on the steam and it fogs up the glass, so you can't really see through. You can see like forms, but you know, so it turned out to be okay. I mostly just showered like when no one else was in the room. Like if we were at the pool, I came back a little early and showered, like that kind of thing. But that was okay. That was more funny than anything. We got there and we were like, uh-oh. But that was fine. What else about the room? Our drain in the shower also didn't work. So the next day, or I think actually the second full day, someone came and like snaked the drain or whatever. So that was just minor stuff. It was fine. It was just like little inconveniences like that. Oh, we also, that very first day, that night, we had been there for 20 minutes. We just got out of the Uber from the airport, walking to CVS to go get stuff, and we witnessed this group of guys get arrested, like right in front of us. We were walking on the sidewalk, and a police car like came and like skirted and parked along the sidewalk and just started putting people in handcuffs. So I don't know if it was like a drug related thing, I don't know, but we were kind of just like, where the heck are we right now? It was just a lot all at once. But we were good, we were excited, we were in good spirits, right? The first night, so much fun. My favorite night of the whole trip. We got super dressed up. I wore that dress that I showed you guys multiple times, red lipstick. It was good. It was fun. It was good music. We were able to dance a little bit, take some pictures, whatever. It was fun. Had a great time. The next day, we went to this pool party type thing. Honestly, one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. We had paid for it prior, but those things, a little bit of a ripoff, because you pay to get in essentially, but once you get there, if you want to like get like a table or like they have like those day beds or like a cabana, that's like a couple extra, like grand, like $2, $3, $4 extra. We didn't do that. We don't got money like that at all. Drinks, we didn't really go. A couple of the guys in my group went to the bar and it was like $25 a drink. No. So the girls were able to go to like a private section, like with a promoter, and essentially we kind of got to drink for free, which was good. But yeah, it was really nice. My shoulders got so burned that day. I did put sunscreen on, but I didn't reapply, and we were out in the sun for like a good couple hours. We were there probably from like 12:45, 1 o'clock in the afternoon to like 5. So like 4.5 hours, maybe a little bit more. And it was fun. We were just, music was good. It was nice and warm outside. Sun was shining, and we were all just having fun. This is where it goes downhill. We take an Uber back to our hotel. Going there, we got on like a bus kind of thing, so we didn't really have to worry about transportation too much. Going back to the hotel, we had to do like a 35-40 minute Uber. It was pretty far, but it was split amongst a good number of people. It turns out to really not be horribly expensive. So anyway, in that Uber, I had dropped my phone, and the case that I had on, I bought specifically for this trip, and it was one of those wallet cases where you put all your cards in the back. So I had my driver's license, debit card, credit card, and I had $80, which could have been worse, but $80 is still $80. And my phone that I haven't even had for a year yet, not even like half a year. Dropped it and did not realize it, and I didn't realize it until I got into my hotel room. So literally like a minute later I noticed it, and he was already gone. I lost all the cash I had, my phone, identification, debit and credit card. So I start freaking out. My friend who had his phone number. Of course, his name was Ronaldo. Of course, Ronaldo didn't have his phone number listed, so we could not call him directly, so we had to keep going through Uber to contact him. We submitted like 5 forms through Uber. We were able to call him through the app, and we left him a bunch of voicemails, some in Spanish because my friend speaks like good enough Spanish where she was able to leave a voicemail. Couple in Spanish, couple in English. Nothing, no response. We tried for like a good 16 hours straight. Homeboy was not answering. We were getting messages from Uber like, we appreciate your patience. We know that this is probably hard to wait for. We've contacted your driver for you. So basically at that point, it was up to Ronaldo to decide to call us back or not. You know, we left phone number, email, whatever. None of it worked. And I was tracking my phone because prior to the trip, all of us had shared our locations with each other. So I was going on my friend's phone through the Find My iPhone app, and I kept tracking my phone, and it kept moving. Every couple minutes it would move. So we were like, all right, it's still in the car. So I'm freaking out. I'm in a horrible mood. I'm just, you can imagine, right? Just like put yourself in that situation. It's horrible, and you're in another state. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, I have to fly home in 2 days. They're not gonna let me on an airplane without a form of identification. Sorry, that came from the highway, but the highway isn't even that close to here, so I don't know why that was that loud. Anyway, I'm freaking out. We go out to dinner. I obviously can't pay for myself, so basically I had to start like a tab with my friends. I was just like, add it to my tab. I'll pay you when, you know, we get home and I have access to my money. So we go out to dinner. Again, horrible mood. And then they were all planning on going out that night to a club. The clubs, especially the outdoor ones in Miami, like everything is normal, you know. They lifted the restrictions and stuff, so they were gonna go out. And they were like, oh, you should try to come. And I was like, I'm not. Like, they're not gonna let me in, or in Miami, like, they're not gonna let me in without some form of ID. I wasn't in the mood to even, like, go out and dance and have a couple of drinks. I just wasn't in the mood, and I wasn't in the mood to try to fight a bouncer to let me in. Not fight, but you know what I mean. Like, beg for him to let me in, you know. I just wasn't in the mood. So, second night, I stayed back at the hotel by myself. And it was horrible because I had no phone, no laptop, iPad. Like, I was just there by myself in the hotel room. Luckily, the TV worked and I was able to log on to Netflix, and I finished watching Selena, took a shower. I was in bed by like 12:30. I was like emotionally drained at that point too, so I was like, I was good, whatever. And then my friends came back around 2:30 in the morning, and you know, obviously I woke up. And prior to that too, like, one of the worst parts of it was that I couldn't contact. Luckily, I have my parents' phone numbers memorized. I have since I was a kid. They've never changed their numbers, so they're just like ingrained in my brain forever. So I was able to contact them via my friends' phones, you know, whatever, just to keep them in the loop. Hey, I'm alive, but you can't contact me, you know. But I didn't have my boyfriend's number memorized, which a couple of you thought that after I mentioned him in the last video that he was coming on vacation with me, because I got a couple DMs like, have fun with your boyfriend, which is very nice, thank you. But he wasn't there, actually. We had both planned different vacations for Memorial Day, like way before we even started dating. So, you know, we both had to kind of go our own way this past weekend, which is fine. But I didn't have his number memorized, so I was like, so I finally realized, I was like, let me just go on Instagram. So I went on my friend's Instagram account and I DM'd him through my friend's Instagram and was like, hey, it's me, here's what happened, blah blah blah. And so he like answered and he was like, give me a call when you get a chance, and wrote his number. So now I have his number memorized. Which I told him, I was like, oh, in case of another emergency, at least we know, I know your number. So yeah, I was able to call him and like fill friend, or DM'd him or whatever, was my friend Jake let me use his phone, like, for the whole trip, for the rest of the trip, as much as I needed. And he was just like, hey man, like, when you guys get back from the club, like, if Sam's still up, would you mind, like, letting me know? So I would love to, like, say goodnight or whatever, something like that. Which was nice. So, and they came home, I, like, just I don't think I FaceTimed him, but I just called him for a second, caught up, which was fine, and then I went back to bed, like, we all did, kind of, after that. Which, I know, I keep mentioning the boyfriend. We'll talk about that soon, I promise. Life update coming soon, promise. But we're just gonna continue on with the tragedy that was this weekend. So that was Saturday night. Sunday, I wake up and I hear news. My friends saw it on their phones that there was like a mass shooting. Not a mass shooting. Well, I think it was a mass shooting actually. I don't know if any of you heard of it. I don't know too much about it because I didn't have a phone, but I know there was a shooting somewhere in Miami that night. And I was like, crap, people are probably texting me, my parents, because I don't think I had updated my dad at this point. So I was like, they're probably trying to figure out if I'm alive, if I'm good, and I'm not answering because I don't have a phone. And I was like, oh my god. So my friend threw me his phone and was like, go call everybody. So I did, and then that was when I had filled my dad in for the first time. And then I called my mom again because I had texted her the day before and she didn't answer. That's what it was. I had texted her from my friend's phone, like, hey, I lost my phone. But I still wasn't, like, totally freaking out at that point because I swear I thought the Uber driver was gonna call us back. Should have known better. So anyway, so I spoke to both my parents and whatever. And this is when I started to realize how bad it was. Like, how bad my situation was because I didn't have ID or anything to get onto the airplane. And so, you know, my dad gave me, like, advice, a couple things to do. I had, like, obviously closed my debit credit card, you know, checked my transactions. Surprisingly, no one used any of my cards. I caught it in time, shut down both cards. So thank God, that was good. But yeah, when I was on the phone with my mom, she was with two of her friends because they were spending the weekend together. And so she had me on speakerphone and they were all just like talking to me and giving me advice. But I was just so overwhelmed that I just broke down. Our room had a balcony and I went out on the balcony and I just, on the phone with them, I just cried because it was just so much. They were like, all right, go file a police report, go to the police station. You know, we're gonna call TSA, we're gonna call your airline and just ask them like what you should do. Because I was thinking about it and like I'm sure I'm not the only one who's been on vacation and lost their wallet and their ID and had to get on a plane, you know, I'm sure it's happened many times before. So we were just trying to figure out like what to do. So they were like, yeah, file a police report. They were like, we're gonna email you they sent me a bank statement and then they sent me pictures of my passport, birth certificate, and social security card, which I couldn't even use anyway. The airport didn't accept it, but we'll get into that. So they were like, you gotta do this, and this, and I was just like overwhelmed. And I also knew, like, I felt bad because whatever I had to do, one of my friends had to stay back with me because I didn't have a phone. I couldn't be out in Miami by myself without a phone, you know. So I felt horrible about that too. And I was just overwhelmed, so I just kind of lost my mind for a second. And then hung up, went back in the room. And then my friends wanted to walk and get like breakfast because we were going to the beach that day. We were supposed to. So I walked with them, but then I was on the phone with the police as we were walking, and I tried to fill a police report. They were not very helpful. They literally were just like, it's Memorial Day weekend, like it's a really busy weekend for us, but like we'll try. I mean, I get it. They have other things to deal with than, you know, a phone that was lost in an Uber. Like, I get it. I do. But they were not helpful at all. So I did that. And then we get back to the hotel room and I was like, alright, I can't go to the beach right now. Like, I have to take care of this. I have to figure out how I'm gonna get home. So my one friend Jake, you're probably not watching this. Highly doubt it. If you are, I've said it before, I've said it again. Best friend in the world. Jake was a freaking rock star for the rest of the trip. And it's funny, Jake has begged me many times to be in a video, so maybe you guys will meet him one day. I think he's earned it at this point, but he stayed back in the hotel room with me. He was like, don't even worry about it, as long as you like need, we'll figure this out, and then we'll go to the beach whenever you're done. So we waited in the hotel room. We were sipping on White Claws to just like drown my sorrows, and we was waiting for my mom to get all the documents together that she could to email them to me. But the other thing was that I didn't have access to any of my emails because Gmail, I don't know about other emails, but Gmail, when you sign in, there's a 2-step verification. So you sign in and then they text you a code and you put that code in, and that's how you log on. I don't have a phone, so I couldn't get into anything. So my mom essentially emailed it to herself, sent me her credentials, and then I went to FedEx. We had to Uber to FedEx. It was like a 5-minute Uber. Uber to FedEx. I logged onto their computers, and oh, anyway, I just had an epiphany. It doesn't even matter. I forgot something and I just remembered. Anyway, ignore me. Anyway, so log onto their computers, print everything out. We're good. And I've had a little bit of a peace of mind because at this point I was starting to realize I wasn't getting my stuff back. So at that point I was like, I printed everything I needed to. There's nothing else I can do. Let's just go to the beach. So that's what we did. We walked to the beach. We found our friends. And just sat out and roasted. I really didn't get sun. You can see I'm still pretty pale. My chest is a little darker and my shoulders got burned, so they're like a tiny bit darker. They're gonna start peeling soon. But other than that, like my face, the rest of my body, my back's a little burnt, but nothing really crazy. Just because that day we didn't get to the beach until 2:30, 3 o'clock, so like prime sun time was gone, which is so sad because that's all I wanted, was to come home with a tan after sitting on the beach for hours. But it's fine. Anyway, so I tried to make the most of it at this point. You know, I was sipping a little bit on the beach, just having, you know, as good of a time as I could, you know. And then go back to the hotel. Our hotel had like a rooftop pool, so we hung out there for just a little bit. I went down first, showered, got ready for dinner, and we went to this was like the one and only time we went out to like a nice place for dinner. It was Cuban food. I think I got 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪 𝓜𝓮𝓭𝓲𝓪. Is that Cuban food? Was it a Cuban restaurant? I don't even remember. That's what I got. And it was funny because, not actually funny, but funny. We were walking to dinner, and as we were walking to dinner, I'm on the phone with my boyfriend just because I would check in with him like twice a day, just on my friend's phone, just so that he knew that I was alive and whatever. So I was on the phone with him just for a quick second, saying hi, and my shoe broke. Just snapped. And I was on the phone and I was like, no way. I was like, I had to laugh because if I didn't laugh, I would have cried. Like, I don't know. Luck was not on my side this trip. So I essentially had to walk to dinner with one shoe. We were almost there at that point, so it wasn't a big deal. Sat at the dinner table with one shoe. I went to the bathroom at some point. I think I put the shoe on, but it wasn't really on. I don't even know. It was a mess. And then I walked back to the hotel with one shoe. Yep. So, love that for me. The food was really good though. At least, you know, there was that. And then everyone was going out for like the last night there. I wasn't gonna go again because again, I just like at that point I had my passport, like a picture of it, and a picture of my birth certificate. So I was like, alright, maybe I'll try and I'll just try to use those. But I really just like where they were going, it was like a half-hour Uber ride, and I was just like, I don't want to go all the way over there if they're gonna turn me away, and then I'm gonna have to come back. And then Jake again was really good, and he was like, we'll go. If they don't let you in, you and I will come back and we'll, you know, figure something else out. Whatever. I'm telling you, rock star. These are the friends that you get. Everyone get you a Jake because So, so I brought all my documents, and I get to the bouncer, and I started explaining my whole situation, like, hey, like, my wallet was lost, blah, 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 blah. And he literally looked at me, and he goes, I don't care. And I was like, alright, sick. And I just walked in, and it was fine. And the place was really cool. It was called The Backyard. I don't know if any of you are from Miami or have been to Miami. It was called the Backyard in Fort Lauderdale. And it was set up like a big, like, outdoor patio. It was outside. It had like fake grass and trees and a couple of bars. There was a DJ. It was nice. It was really cool. And I loved that it was outside. Some of the boys like brought cigars and they smoked their cigars, and like it was nice and chill and cool. And I'm very glad that I ended up chancing it and I didn't spend 2 nights in a row in the hotel by myself. So yeah, meanwhile, all the while, you know, from the time I lost the phone to the time, even to the time I got home, I had been tracking my phone. And it was still moving. And it was moving so much to the point where it really looked like it was in a car. So, and by the end of the trip, the Uber driver did actually respond, and he goes, no, I don't have it. It's not in my car. I checked. But it was moving around a lot. So either he still has it and just doesn't want to give it back, or someone else took it and has it in their car or something, and whatever. So I was able to go through, you can go through, find my iPhone's useful information, because I didn't know this prior to this whole situation. So if this ever happens to you, you can do this. Go on someone else's phone. You can log into your account, like your Apple ID or whatever, on Find My iPhone, and you can go to your device, report it as lost, and then it locks it like permanently. Like you can't even reset it back to factory settings. You can't do anything with it. It essentially becomes a paperweight. You can't do anything. And so every time they like try to do something on the phone, it'll say, this phone is lost, please call me, and then you're able to pick whatever phone number you want. So I put my mom's number. No one has called. No one is probably going to call. But at least I know that no one can use it. But even still, like when I got home, I changed all my passwords, just like, you know, to all my emails and YouTube and everything, just to be sure. Yeah, so I don't know who has it, but someone made out with a pretty penny. And it's funny too, because I think like by Saturday night or Sunday night, it had died. And then by the time we were at the airport on Monday to come home, it was miraculously fully charged, because you can see the battery life through Find My iPhone. So they were trying to use it, whoever has it. So anyway, so this brings us to me coming home. So again, my friend came with me to the airport. We went like 3.5 hours early, maybe, before my flight. And because I didn't know how long it was going to take, and I knew that I was going to have to obviously go through extra screening because I didn't have identification. So I get there, I'm able to print my boarding pass. Someone had to help me with that, because again, I didn't have like my confirmation number that was in my email. I literally had nothing. Thank God I was able to print my boarding pass. God bless that angel that helped me. I should have asked her name, but she's very nice and she helped me a lot. And so we go to security at the TSA booth, right? Go in and give him my boarding pass, tell him my situation. He goes, you know, what do you have with you? And I showed him like the papers that I had, and he was like, all right, go stand off to the side. Someone's gonna come out or whatever. So this woman comes out. She was very nice. She was very nice. She, you know, strict because she has to be. It's her job. But she was very nice. And I showed her like what I had, and she was like, I can't accept any of that, which makes sense because they're just pictures, like literally from an iPhone, picture of my passport and printed in black and white. Like, you know, like I get it. So she didn't accept anything. The only thing she accepted was the bank statement, but you technically need 2 forms of identification. If I had like a credit card, then, you know, I would have been fine most likely, but didn't have that. So I had to wait name, her date of birth, like things like that, like things that I would have to know. And I was so nervous that like even saying my own birthday, I like stuttered a little bit, just because I was nervous, not because I didn't know the answers. It was just nerve-wracking. The whole thing was nerve-wracking. My heart was like beating out of my chest. That whole morning I was a wreck. I was so nervous. But I would say it took like an hour maybe to get through security. There was no line, which helped. We just walked right up because it was kind of early-ish in the morning. So that helped a lot. And so I went through security, and then they just basically had to rip apart my bags, like go through them. I think they tested them for like something. I don't know if it was maybe like drug residue or like something. I don't know, because I've never seen them do that before. But they like ripped apart my bags, which is fine. I'm not hiding anything. And I made it through security, and I was like, whew, okay, we're good. I'm going home. Because for a second, I really didn't think I was gonna get on the plane. And my dad was like, you know what? If we have to put you up in a hotel or whatever for a night, I will come get you. I'll be there tomorrow. Even like my boyfriend's dad too was like, we'll go get her. Like, you know, no big deal. So I got very lucky. I had people to take care of me, and God was looking out for me. Man, I had some favor, because yeah, it could have been a lot worse. So yeah, and then we had like 3 hours until our flight because we were super early. So my friend bought me breakfast, added to my tab, and we just sat. But I didn't have a phone, so I was bored for like 3 hours. I just sat there watching the planes take off. And yeah, got on the plane. We flew American, which American doesn't always have like TVs in the back of the chairs. So I didn't have a phone, and I didn't have anything to watch. So there was like a magazine in the chair in front of me, so I like read that whole thing. I read the security pamphlet. And then I slept on and off a little bit. Most of us did, because we were just shot. I was so shot. And my dad, thank God, bless his heart, came and picked me up at the airport. And he looked at me and he was like, "You're done, aren't you?" And I was like, guys, I was like mentally and emotionally just shot. I still am. I don't know if you can tell. I'm just I need a vacation, because this vacation wasn't a vacation. It was in the beginning for like a little bit, and then not so much. So that's why, like, I didn't have a phone. I didn't get to post any pictures. I have pictures. By now I'm sure it's up on my Instagram if you want to go look. Took a couple of pictures that my friends were able to send me. But I couldn't post like stories. I couldn't, nothing. Which sounds so stupid, but like, I do that, and I told you guys, like, go follow my Instagram if you want to see like pictures of my trip, and I couldn't do that for you, so I'm sorry. But I'm home now. Yesterday I spent the day. I went to the bank, ordered new debit credit card, which will be here in 3 to 5 days. And I had to go get a new phone. iPhone, it's the same phone. I'll show you. It's literally the same phone, but they didn't have gold, so I got the silver one, which essentially just looks white. So it's an investment that I didn't want to make, especially because I'm looking to buy an apartment soon. So that kind of sucks, but you know what? I didn't have a choice, so that there's no point in dwelling on it. I had to buy a phone. I'm lucky enough that I am able to buy a phone just like that, and is what it is. Can't be without a phone. I use a phone for not just like social stuff, but I use it for work. I use it for YouTube. I need a phone. And it's so funny, like I was thinking about it too, and this made me realize like how dependent we are on our phones. Like I felt so out of touch with the world, like my friends, my family, what was going on just in the world in general. party here, so come here for that for a little bit after work. And then my weekend, so like Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, I'm getting my second vaccine. So I'm gonna be dead. It just never ends. I don't mean to sound like, I'm normally not like this. You guys know me. I'm not like a Debbie Downer or anything usually, but I'm just really tired. Yeah, I don't really have any other like vacation plan. Like June, nothing really. July, I may go to Myrtle Beach for a few days. And then in August, I may do like a 3-day weekend with 2 of my cousins for like a little getaway. But other than that, not doing much. But I have 7 sick days left over for work, and best believe I'm gonna be using those because I need a break. I kind of hope my second vaccine knocks me out a little bit so I have an excuse to take another day off of work. No, I'm just kidding. I hope I don't get sick. That's not gonna be fun. I was supposed to get it yesterday, the day after I got home from my trip. Thank God they canceled it on me. They like said like limited availability or whatever, so they canceled it. That would have been too much for me. I wouldn't have gone. I don't think I would have canceled it because yesterday I had to get my life in order. Like I could not be dead. And then last night, I don't know if my boyfriend's watching this right now. I feel like you probably are. So if you are, shout out to you, babe. Last night we just went out for like dinner just to like get my mind off of everything. So he took me out, and then we just went back to his house, sat by the fire, like a little fire pit, you know, and just like, that was like the first time I was able to like relax. There's a centipede on my wall right there. Anyway, yeah, so that was nice. That was like my first time being able to relax after the trip, so that was much needed. So yeah, it's back to work tomorrow. I mean, you know, looking on the bright side, I'm home, right? I made it home. I'm safe. I'm good. Everything else can be replaced. It just was a very big inconvenience that I didn't need. But so that's the update. I'm sure some of you can probably relate. Maybe you've been through something like this too, so you know. It sucks. It really sucks. But what are you gonna do? Can't change it, right? It happened, and in a couple months I'll be able to laugh about it, I'm sure. I was gonna say something else. What was I gonna say? Oh, take it from me. Don't use those wallet cases. Don't do it. Because if you lose one, you lose everything. You lose the phone. You lose your cards. You lose your cards, you lose your phone. It's like a package deal. I used to love them. I've used them for years. I have, and after this I will probably never use one ever again because I'm traumatized. So just be careful when exiting Ubers. Make sure you have all your belongings. Double check, triple check, make sure you have everything. Learn from my mistakes. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into the swing of things. I should film another video after this. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best to do that for you, so that I have 2 videos to post for the next Thursday, Monday situation. Anyway, I think that is enough for this video. This will be long enough, so I hope that you guys enjoyed. I'm sure it wasn't that relaxing because most of you were probably listening to the story, but just wanted to fill you guys in. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video.